Alright, we're going to take a look at the terrain tile. If you go to the end of the list, you'll see a terrain tile, a little square image. One thing to point out, once we open up the tile builder, you'll notice that this is kind of divided into sections. It's going to be created so that you have a middle area, you have a top area, a bottom area, left and a right area. These are going to be, for the default set, they kind of show the basic ones for you, just so that you know where they are and what they are. You have a top piece, you have a left piece for a cap, a right piece for the cap. So each of these can be defined differently when it comes to the texture itself to it. There is a skirt, meaning just a underpinning to the terrain piece. If you want to be able to use it by default, you can use this, or as we'll look into it, we can use other ones for it as well. So basic setup here, when you put one into the scene, you only need one. This isn't a drag multiple into the scene at one time. You just use one and then you can actually create from it. So what I'm going to do, you can start off by just going to your move tool, and you can actually move the little, what we call would be a node. You can move the node left and right. The texture itself is going to update. Notice that it's actually an auto tile as it goes across. If you want to take grid snapping, hotkey is G, you can turn it off, and you can make a nice smooth transition between these. Alright, now what we're going to do though is just take a look at the overview here first. I'm going to go to the properties, and on the property side, what we'll notice is that we have several things here. We have a node that actually lets you create multiple, so you can actually go in here and create another one. There's different ways of creating. It'll do like what this one is closest to. So if I'm over here on this side, it'll create from this side. And if you have grid snapping on, it'll snap between them. There is a option for changing the skirt texture itself. And then you have additional options down below for the different types of ways you can actually change it up. And then we can move them around. Alright, so very basic here. We'll go through all the properties so you can get a good understanding of what this can do for you next.